I've never seen people, the whole world, becoming so happy with Ramazan before. Every year it gets happier and happier, is what I'm seeing. But I'm watching also what kind of happiness it is. It's good. People are, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, they're not celebrating like this. They're not. There seems to be like Ramazan is like an Eid, everyone is celebrating. In some ways it is good. But now it's becoming, what kind of celebration is it? Commercial celebration. It used to be celebrating, you don't need things to celebrate. Yes? You don't need a thing to celebrate. You celebrate. Do we need anything here? Anything out of the ordinary? Candles? That's special? No, nothing here. But now it seems like you need things to celebrate it with. And that's a problem, because everything now gets pulled into the capitalist system. Of course it has to be. Republic or not, it pulls into that. Which means what? It's just consumption. Like this or like that is consumption. You understand? The sunnat is, yes, wearing new clothes is only for Eid also, it's not for Ramazan. We're doing this because everybody now buy new clothes whenever they want. It used to be special. It used to be special, yes, for us when we are. But then when you take away the specialness, then it becomes meaningless. When it becomes meaningless, mankind will destroy himself because there's no meaning. We have not been created. Other creatures can be, because they don't have to find the meaning. Allah gives them the meaning there, and they obey. Mankind has to find the meaning. They have to find their Lord. But where is their Lord? Their Lord is closer to them than their jugular vein. It's not as if you have to climb up a mountain and find your Lord. Remove that mountain of your ego, you will find him. So, but now it's become very commercial, and the rest of the world is saying, oh, Allah, Allah. Why are we missing out? Okay, we don't like these ones, Muslims, but there are 2 billion of them. Imagine for Ramazan now, used to be for Eid. What if everyone buys 1 bottle of Coca-Cola? How much money are we going to make? Yes? And now, for Ramazan, 30 days, not for 1 day. So let's commercialize it. But commercialize, understand, it is good now. We're in tariqat, okay? That means whatever that we do, we have to put our brakes on. If we celebrate, we have to put our brakes. If we are going to commemorate, we put our brakes. We cannot just go full force ahead. Some Muslim countries is very good. Now everyone is outside. They're eating peanuts, chestnuts. Eating this and celebrating all night long. Some people praying, some people outside. Okay, but it's too much sometimes. Whole night long. The idea is for you to worship more, especially nighttime. There's a month of worship. People are happy, they're not miserable, it's okay. But too much of that, nighttime, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, people, whole families are still out, women are still out, children are still out. What are they doing outside? 2 o'clock. Ramazan or not Ramazan? Shouldn't be at home. Right? It's not as if you're outside. Okay, it's good to, you can stay at home and do whatever you do outside at home anyway. That's too much. So, now we have to understand what we're celebrating, who we're celebrating it for. The ego, when it gets too much involved, when it gets involved at all, it turns bad. You understand? So, there are other ways of celebrating. I'm surprised. It's good. People are happy. Okay, you let the kids to be happy. That's good. But look at 1400 years, how they celebrate Ramazan. It's not many countries. Don't think celebrating, welcoming Ramazan is just jumping up and down and singing. That's not the way. Do you understand? This is just the gateway, the entryway of doing it. There are so many other sunnats that people are doing for the sake of the month of Ramazan. One of them is what? That I really don't see people doing that very much. It used to be a very big tradition among the Ottomans. The Turks are carrying it out. Some other countries a little bit here and there. What do they do? What do they do? In this celebration, in this commemoration, what do they do? What? Let's see. Not clear. What do they do? What do they do? Now you start thinking, huh? Right. They pay the brothers or other people's debts off. They pay it off. And they don't show their name, meaning they help people who are in trouble. They look forward to that month. Like in the old days, they go to the stores, they say, who owes you how much? Oh, Hassan owes us for a whole year. Credit. This is his credit. Credit? Not credit. What? What do you say? Huh? Debt. His debt. His debt. Okay, how much is it? $2,000. Someone else comes. Let's say Junaid comes. He has money. Then he says, I want to pay. Don't tell him and don't tell anyone. But I'm paying this. The shopkeeper, of course, has to be honest. He's not going to collect and then collect from Hassan again. He says, yes, okay, it's cancelled. Hassan comes the next day. He says, I want to pay some because it's Ramadan. He says, no need. Some servant of Allah already cleared. And people are doing that. They don't need government interference. They don't need campaigns. They don't need Facebook initiatives. Just by their heart. They say, my brother is hurting. What can I do that I'm capable of doing? I'm capable of doing that. Let me try to do that at least. They're running to help. You understand? That way everything fixes itself very beautifully according to the heart, very gently, with honor. Because now Hassan is not obligated to know who it is and to feel as if his honor is taken away from him. So that kind of a thing. And there are so many other traditions like that during Ramazan. Ramazan is not just eating this and dressing like this, and so many other traditions. We must look to that. Just as the Ottoman way of praying the Taraweeh prayers, one of their ways of doing it is to make people this is the month of Quran. Yes, there were some Sahabis who were reciting one juz, okay, for these 20 rakats. Some of them were reciting it, one juz for 8 rakats. Some of them, majority of them, they were doing 20 rakats, and that was put as law by Hazrat Umar. This is the most abdal. This thing is not a thing anymore. The most, how do you say abdal? How do you say? The most benefit. How do you say it? How do you translate it? Afdal? Beneficial, yeah. Most blessings, let's say. Okay? So what the Ottomans, they did was for Taraweeh prayer, it's not just reciting like that. Nowadays, people are making the Taraweeh prayers, they pray only 8 rakats, but it's 2 hours, 3 hours. And Muslims have this idea that the more I suffer in my worship, the more I suffer, then the better it is for me. We become like Christians. The more we suffer and the more we're closer to God. What is? No, it's supposed to bring you lightness, so that when you worship, you feel like you have energy, I can worship a little bit more. Right now, is anyone tired to say, I'm sick and tired, I want to go home? No, people are saying, okay, what else? What else? So, that is something that our Shaykh, especially in the Ahl Sunnat way, we don't make Taraweeh prayer to be very long and very draggy for people, tiring for people. They do it short. Yeah, some of them recite the Surah Al-Ikhlas like we do. Some of them recite short surahs. Some of them, they would recite the beginnings of each surah. They would even do that to make it short. So that then that time people are free. Then with that energy, they may stay up all night long to worship. But to now recite it with the ego like that, and there are people there who's working the next day, tired, they are old, they are sick, they're this and that. You don't want your jamaat, your ma'mum behind you to start cursing. That happens all the time. Oh, when is he going to finish? It's so long. You don't want to do that. It's wrong. That means the imam has no connection to the jamaat. So in the time of the Ottomans, they would pray. Close the door. Taraweeh prayer, and they make it very beautiful. They would have it in different maqams, so that people now entering there, they would hear the Quran being recited, and the Quran recited with different beauties now. So yes, it is a month of Quran. But it doesn't mean people now, they think again it's quantity. That means it's quality. No. Allah is looking at ikhlas. So, different things. We have to understand what are the principles and to try to bring back, to try to practice, to get the benefit from it, inshallah. So, it's up to them. Those ones in power, they are the only ones who can answer your question, why they want to do this or why they don't do that. But we have the benefit, alhamdulillah. But it's becoming like that. Everything is monetized, right? 2 billion Muslims, it's monetized. How many going to Hajj, Umrah? It's monetized now. You understand? It used to be at least they say we don't care because we have so much in reserve under our feet. It is. But everything that begins has an ending. So why is tea not out? Bring it out. They'll say, oh, it's finishing. Okay? And then they say, oh, where is finishing? Where are we going to get? You get millions coming. Let's say everyone spends $1. Then we have millions. If everyone spends $1,000, what's going to happen? So don't be proud. Take it, they say. So now even Mecca and Medina is becoming, and the Haramain is becoming a place where Muslims enjoy going to pray and also to spend their money. Okay. That's it.